Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Gosh, Sundays can be quite busy. One forgets lots of visits from family today, so I had to try and sort of do a little bit more on this since everybody's gone now. It's one of those days that conspires to sort of keep you busy elsewhere. But this is what I've done with the mirror, the glass that goes on the clock face, and I did sand it as I said I was going to do, and glued this lovely edging tape onto it that I'd found. Okay. Also, I found this quite a difficult thing to do, but to glue it around the edges at first, and then glue it down and then snip it off. Now, when we come to actually put this on the clock face, we shall see if I'm going to have any difficulty with that. I've done the clock face. That was another thing that was a bit difficult to do, but you know, we're all on a learning curve, and if you want to get something done, you do your best to do it. And I found that every time I had put these on, hoping that I'm getting them spaced correctly, I had to use a little touch of hot glue, and I had to remove the handles round to make sure that the handles weren't being caught up on any of the flat back pearls there. Okay. And now what I have done is I've glued the back of the clock first, and I'm just in the process of cutting out the back, because there's sort of a large place where the clock face goes and it sits at the front here, and I'm using sort of a high tacky glue, and it dries quite quickly, so sometimes you have to work quite fast, so I end up doing it in sections. And I've got my little scissors here. I've had to mark where I am to actually cut this off, and be very, very careful as I go around. And of course this is something that frays quite quickly, I found, so I'm having to work quickly with that as well, but I'm actually still enjoying doing this. Okay, okay, and get the glue onto that quite quickly. Brush it up from inside and then along, just to make sure that see how that does fray quite quickly, so it's having to work very, very quickly. So as I've gone round and done the sections, I've sealed it. Okay, and I keep a wet wipe by to actually keep the side of the clock quite clean of glue, so that it does sit nicely. Okay, anything that sticks up or find that I'm having to glue down, and I did that on all of the edges here. I glued this on first. Okay, now as you see, I have sanded it. Right, the next thing is I've cut out the part of the clock where it's going to sit on the front here. Okay, so I'm just going to go ahead now and glue that. Need a little bit more glue. My wet wipe. So I won't talk very much, I'll just sort of get on with it and see if you can hopefully see what I'm doing here. Okay. And I find this glue is very, very tacky, and it dries very quickly, so you have to be very careful when you're placing the cloth on something, so you know exactly where it's going to go. Okay. Try and make sure that I've got, you know, the glue exactly where it should be, and especially around the clock face. So I can get the edges sort of nicely done. If you do get it too far down, then you can always wipe it out with a wet wipe. So as long as it sort of glues where it should do, and nice and firmly, so it's got a good grip. Okay. Okay. So I've measured it and cut out a length so that I could just fit it on. And I do find it actually dries quite quickly. It says it doesn't, but I think it does. Where's my little tool? Okay, although it seems a bit... Okay. I'm just going to try and press that to mark it and cut off with my big cloth scissors, so it allows sort of ½ inch. I can judge it. I hope my head's not in the way here. Back to the glue. What I'm going to do is just squirt a little bit long, if I can get it to do that. Come on. No, it's not going to play ball. Obviously got a little bit bunged up. I'll have to sort that out later. This is where we all get lovely and mucky, isn't it? And the little bits are just I like it to have a nice edge as you go round, so as long as we know it's going to stick. Okay. Wish me luck, la la la. Okay. Make sure my fingers are clean, so I've got a wet wipe here to stop I have to cut that on an angle actually, but we'll see, because I'm actually putting another